The Bahrain Authority for Culture and Antiquities launched its 10th annual Ta al-Shabab Festival last night at Bab al-Bahrain. The festival was launched in the presence of Sheikh Hamid bint Mohammed Al Khalifa, President of Bahrain Authority for Culture and Antiquities. A series of cultural, theatrical, musical, and artistic events will be held as part of a major youth festival. It will run until March 3rd, and this year's events are being held under the theme From a Jubilee to Another, while keeping in line with its three major slogans: Tasheed Construction, Tajdeed Renewal, and Takhleed Immorality.
As part of the leading community, I have directly witnessed how the team put their heart and soul into the preparation that spread over the span of a few months. This year, the Authority of Culture and Antiquity is celebrating the jubilees of different sectors, along with is the Bronze Jubilee of Ta al-Shabab. So for this year, one of our focal points is to involve the local community in our cultural events by bringing the events into the heart of Manama.
The opening ceremony featured an operetta called Sanarwi We Will Tell, performed by the Harmony and the Rolls groups. It was written by Bahraini television personality Khad al-Sha'ar, composed and arranged by young Bahraini musician Mohammed Al-Hassan, directed by well-known theatre director Fahad Zainal, and features acclaimed Bahraini actor Jam'an al-Ruwai'i.
What we've done this year, a little bit different to the last couple of years, we've been based in Mharrag and we've been trying to inject life into soulless and abandoned spaces. What we've tried to do this year was actually take it on a more urban level and look at the streets of Manama and the city of Manama and what are the different things in the identity of the streets of Manama that we can highlight. What we've also tried to do this year was bring it closer to people that are non-architects and non-designers even more, to let them, number one, understand the identity of the streets, two, to understand the architectural identity, as well as the patterns and the modern architecture of Bahrain. So through this, we've created a number of spaces in which we highlight these things to the normal, to the public.
Last night also saw the launch of the Al-Hassan Hariri Award for volunteer work in honor of Mr. Al-Hariri, who was an active member in Ta al-Shabab initiative and died on March 12th last year.
This year, the Raish is going to create a parallel Manama that coexists with the existing Manama through several spaces across the diplomatic area and Manama itself, and we will give the people the experience of Manama through different things: food, architecture, stories, spaces, and etc. And that would be it for this year.
The main events focus on a wide range of cultural pursuits, including literature, fine arts, poetry, theatre, music, technology, and human science, among others. Planned activities include workshops, debates, lectures, art exhibitions, musical and theatrical shows, as well as open forums to encourage public discourse. The Institute for Judicial and Legal Studies, in cooperation with Supreme Council for the Environment, organized a symposium entitled National Strategy for the Environment and the Kingdom of Bahrain Efforts in Sustainable Development, in a series of events held on the occasion of National Environment Day. The symposium focus was on protecting our environment from plastic,
The symposium included a number of important topics, such as the role of the Supreme Council for the Environment in the protection of the environment in the kingdom, and the efforts of the Kingdom of Bahrain in sustainable development, environmental laws and regulations, in particular the treatment of environmental damage from a legal point of view. Topics also included the challenges facing environmental management and recommendations for the future of a better environmental life, biodiversity in the Kingdom of Bahrain, and the National Environment Strategy. The seminar was attended by a large number of representatives from relevant government agencies. The seminar concluded by opening the door for discussion and dialogue in order to meet the challenges facing the Kingdom of Bahrain to improve the quality of life and environment.
We had a couple of presentations today about the environmental strategy in Bahrain and its relation to sustainable development, actions taken by the Supreme Council in order to sustain our environment and provide, and we have provided also some insights about our role into achieving sustainable development. We've talked about our challenges on the basis of protecting the environment, our main objectives, and what are the medians that we need to protect: water, air, soil. There are certain issues that cross-cut all these issues, and one of the main contributors to our concerns is the enormous amount of waste that is being accumulated over the years. We've talked about what the projects are happening at the Supreme Council, what the solutions are, and what do we anticipate out of the civil society. We look into more positive role of the civil society into protecting the environment. We look into engaging other stakeholders within our work, and we seek awareness of how to protect the environment and preserve its resources.
Bahrain is set to host the first of its kind Bahrain Real Estate Investment Expo 2019 with the participation of a host of exhibitors. The second edition of the exhibition will be organized this year under the patronage of Head of the Survey and Land Registration Bureau and Board Chairman of the Real Estate Regulatory Authority, Sheikh Salman bin Abdullah bin Hamad Al Khalifa. The event will be organized by Events and Expressions PR Company at the City Center from February 7th to 9th. Chief Executive of Events and Expressions PR Asil Mohanad said the idea of Expo came into light 4 years ago in consistency with the Kingdom of Bahrain's Economic Vision 2030, which backs economic investment in non-oil sectors. She added a feasibility study had been conducted for the exhibition, and Micro Expo was held last year, targeting ready and licensed housing and commercial projects. She described the event as an annual platform for developers, mediators, and government bodies to meet with the concerned people. The Scholarships and Attaches Directorate at the Education Ministry has called on Bahraini students studying outside the kingdom who are expected to graduate from secondary school in the current academic year 2018-2019 with a cumulative average of the latest 90%, 2020, and wishing to compete for the ministry scholarships for the next academic year 2019-2020 to provide their personal information to the Directorate at the ministry's headquarters in Isa Town. They should report to the ministry and bring copies of their valid passports, copies of their ID cards, and copies of their mark sheets until the end of the first semester of 2018-2019 so as to be prepared for personal interviews and aptitude tests. The Bahrain Management Association (BMA) will hold its annual International Leadership Conference on February 5th under the patronage of Electricity and Water Affairs Minister Dr. Abdelhassan Mirza. The event at the Grove Hotel will be attended by more than 150 participants from within and outside Bahrain. It will be organized under the theme Leadership in the Age of Digital Transformation. The minister will deliver a keynote speech at the opening ceremony highlighting the leadership's requirements in the modern digital age.
The Bahrain Management Association Board of Directors Chairman Dr. Adil Hamad thanked Dr. Mirza for his interest, support and patronage of the annual event. He said this is not the first time they have been sponsored and supported by the Electricity and Water Affairs Ministry. He added this is based on the keenness of Dr. Mirza to achieve the objectives of such conferences towards administrative bodies and institutions. He said top leaders and administrative officials from the Gulf Cooperation Council, GCC, Arab and European states will take part. The conference will discuss the pioneering role of the youth in driving the change in the digital age. The conference will also discuss the importance of the topics discussed which pertain to digitization and its impact on management and leadership, and how to deal with the era of a transformation. A group of sports representatives recently completed a sport management course organized by Bahrain Olympic Committee, BOC, Bahrain Olympic Academy, and its premises in Jufair. The 6-day course, which got underway on January 26, saw representatives of national sports clubs and associations, youth centers, and University of Bahrain Physical Education and Physiotherapy Department in the fray. Taha also stressed the keenness of the Academy to develop various programs and management courses that contribute to qualify national competencies in the field of sports management and provide them with different principles and basics of the Olympic movement. Taha said he hopes that the course had achieved the desired objectives of the rich information and knowledge the instructor have passed on the attendees, such as topics and materials in the field of Olympic movement, management and administrative organizations, leadership, planning of sports, mission, sports ethics, media and Olympics, anti-doping, rescue, time management and technology in sport. President of the Customs Affairs and Deputy President of the World Customs Organization for the Northern Africa, Near and the Middle East, Sheikh Ahmed bin Hamad Al Khalifa, has chaired the 49th meeting of the region's Customs Directors General in Egypt. The meeting was attended by the World Customs Organization (WCO) Secretary General Kiono Mikoria. The Customs Affairs President highlighted that the theme of this year's celebration to mark the World Customs Day that focus on smart borders asserts the crucial role of the customs in promoting performance at ports and its dedication to facilitating trade traffic and ensuring security. The WCO Secretary General expressed happiness for participating in the meeting, highlighting that the organization would witness changes in its administration with the voting to select a new board chairperson. The meeting discussed topics on the agenda, while the participants agreed to support one candidate to take up the post of the Director of Capabilities Building and to join efforts to enable an Arab to be a director in the WCO.
See your face in every sun.